Hello everyone, this is Jessica from the Lead Battle Creek Public Library. I am going to do something a little different this week for National Library Week. We are going to be doing virtual book tastings since you can't come to the library and browse. We thought this way you can get a little bit of taste of some of the titles we have here at our library. So this is Tuesday. We'll do this through Friday, and we're going to take different reading levels. So we're going to start here with our early chapters, what we call JRs. And I picked 4 books, and I am just going to read a little section of each book to hopefully pique your interest to see if it's something you might like. All these titles are available for checkout, and or if you want to buy, you certainly can. But they are here at the library, and hopefully you will find something maybe that you like. All right, here we go. Our first one is called The Chameleon Wore Chartreuse by Bruce Hale. A private message from the private eye. I've always loved a good mystery. Like, how do they squeeze ketchup into those little plastic packets? And why is cafeteria food so bad? And who put the boom in the shakalaka boom boom? My curiosity has given me a reputation around school. Kids talk. They say I'm someone who can solve mysteries. They're right. I can. Who am I? Chet Gecko, private eye. I go to 4th grade at Emerson Hickey Elementary. I'm a lizard. Our first book there. Our second book is Ivy and Bean by Annie Barrows. No thanks. Before Bean met Ivy, she didn't like her. Bean's mother was always saying that Bean should try playing with a new girl across the street, but Bean didn't want to. She's 7 years old, just like you, said her mother, and she seems like such a nice girl. You could be friends. I already have friends, said Bean, and that was true. Bean did have a lot of friends, but really she didn't want to play with Ivy because her mother was right. Ivy did seem like such a nice girl. Even from across the street she looked nice. But nice, Bean knew, is another word for boring. Ivy sat nicely on her front steps. Bean zipped around her yard and yelled. Ivy had long, curly red hair pushed back with a sparkly headband. Bean's hair was black, and it only came to her chin because it got tangled if it was any longer. When Bean put on a headband, it fell off. Ivy wore a dress every day. Bean wore a dress when her mother made her. Ivy was always reading a big book. Bean never read big books. Reading made her jumpy. Bean was sure that Ivy never stomped in puddles. She was sure that Ivy never smashed rocks to find gold. She was sure that Ivy had never once in her whole life climbed a tree and fallen out. Bean got bored just looking at her. So when her mother said she should play with Ivy, Bean just shook her head. No thanks, she said. You could give it a try. You might like her, said Bean's mom. All aboard! Next train for Boring is leaving now, yelled Bean. Her mother frowned. That's not very nice, Bean. I was nice. I said no thanks, said Bean. I just don't want to, okay? Okay, her mother sighed. Have it your way. So for weeks and weeks, Bean didn't play with Ivy. But one day, something happened that changed her mind. This is a good little series for girls, and especially learning about accepting one another's differences. So check that one out. Our next book is Captain Awesome to the Rescue by Stan Kirby. Where's my Captain Awesome cape? Eugene grumbled as he searched his closet. He tossed clothes back over his head, covering a stack of Super Dude comic books. Psst! Want to know a secret? It's the most hugest, gigantest, enormous secret ever. The boy looking for his cape is not just 8-year-old Eugene McKillicuddy, son of Ned and Betsy, and brother to his little sister Molly. He's also the superhero known as Captain Awesome. Say it out loud. Captain Awesome! Eugene came up with that name himself. That's one of the cool things about being a superhero. You get to pick your own name. And if you're making up your own superhero name, it should be something lame like Captain Just Okay. It should be mighty like Captain Awesome Mighty. Eugene plopped on the pile of clothes and crossed his arms. Next time, I'll remember to follow superhero rule number 1. Never let your mom pack your superhero stuff when you're moving to a new town. I bet Super Dude's mom never lost his cape. Wait, you've never heard of Super Dude? He's only the coolest, bravest superhero of all time, and the one responsible for Eugene becoming Captain Awesome. It all started the day Eugene's dad gave him his copy of Super Dude number 1. Great book for kids who are especially in the midst of a move, as well as just young boys and girls if they're into superheroes. So, all right, and our last book for today is called Fairest of All by Sarah. I'm not even going to try to say that last name because I really don't know. All right. Once upon a time, my life was normal. Then the mirror in our basement ate us. Do you think I'm joking? Do you think I'm making this up? You do, don't you? You're thinking, Abby, mirrors don't usually go ahead and slurp people up. Mirrors just hang on the wall and reflect stuff. Well, you're wrong. So very wrong. Everything I'm going to tell you is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I'm not making anything up, and I'm not a liar. Or a crazy person who thinks she's telling the truth but secretly isn't. I am, in fact, a very logical person. Fair, too. I have to be, since I'm going to be a judge when I grow up. Well, first I'm going to be a lawyer, and then I'm going to be a judge, because you have to be a lawyer first. That's the rule. But yeah, I am an extremely logical, extremely practical, and extremely uncrazy 10-year-old girl whose life went completely berserk after her parents forced her to move to Smithville. Still don't believe me? You will when you hear all the facts. You will when you hear the whole story. Let me start at the beginning. So don't let the reading levels fool you. This book is a start of a series. Some of you may have already seen them, but they take this one. Obviously, you can see the dwarfs on the picture, so Snow White. So each of the books has something to do with a fairy tale, and it's more made for a little bit older group, even though the reading level might be a little low. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this virtual book tasting. These are just 4 books that we chose from, like I said, our early chapter JR group, and all of them are available for checkout. Or if you're always welcome to buy them also if you want. So please feel free to call or to go to our online catalog and reserve them. All right, thank you all for watching.